take us into the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Yes. Okay. So satirical comedy fantasy written and directed by actor, comedian, filmmaker Kobe Libby. It opens with an explanation on screen that the magical Negro, in inverted commas, is a character that exists in fiction and exists purely to advance white characters. And then it says, people think this is fiction, but others know the truth. We then meet Justice Smith, whose Twitter bio says human actor, not Will Smith's son. So just to be clear, because everybody apparently makes that mistake, he's Aaron. He's an artist who works in yarn. We meet him at an exhibition where his is the only art not to sell. Why? Well, partly because he's not very good at selling. He doesn't sell himself. Also because everybody there apparently thinks he's a waiter rather than an artist, because all the other artists are white. Then he meets an actual waiter who tells him that he's hypersensitive to white people, something he figured out by watching him walk through the room, and the fact that he apologizes every time a white person almost walks into him. He says, "Oh, sorry," he's constantly worrying about his presence. But he's told, this quality that you have about being overly worried about white people makes you perfect for the Potteresque Society of Magical Negroes, whose mission is to use their powers, which are kind of magical, to make white people's lives easier and make them feel better about themselves. Why? Because black people are safer when white people are happy. And when white people are unhappy or scared, things get dangerous for black people. So the plot then revolves around Aaron. He said, okay, I'll take the job. His first job is in a design agency where the white guy whom he has to make happy has fallen for a girl who happens to be the girl of his dreams, played by Only Bogan. And then there's a question about whether or not it's okay to put white people's comfort over his own sort of personal growth. Now, apparently, there was some fuss. I had to look this up because I didn't know about it. When the first trailer came out, people had thought that the title made it sound like it was kind of Hogwarts in the Hood. It was going to be like a Black Harry Potter. And then when they saw the trailer, which was a parable about white tears, about which there are numerous explicit jokes, they went, "Why? No, that's not what I want." Others complained about, anti-white racism, all of which, of course, is utter nonsense, utter tosh. I'm very, very happy to slap all that down. I just wish the film itself was better. So the idea of a kind of magical society of black people having to keep white people happy for their own safety, that's a good idea for a short film. As a feature, it kind of runs out of steam and then downshifts into being a kind of non-love triangle rom-com because it doesn't really know what else to do. And it's tempting to compare it to, when we reviewed American Fiction, and I said that I thought the problem with American Fiction is that it started out as, having a really good sort of political satire idea, and then it kind of lost its way and became something else. I think in comparison with this, American Fiction is absolutely ruthlessly, in terms of bite, American Fiction is Jaws compared to this. Also, from a fantasy point of view, if you put this next to something like Sorry to Bother You, you realize that it's not only utterly bereft of magic, but what it lacks is that sense of kind of anarchic strangeness or weirdness that mean that you can pull off this kind of very convoluted conceit. The performances are good. I think that the two central leads have good chemistry, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all, and it is an interesting idea. But as a feature, it does feel like it's a much too bland idea to make the feature length, exposition of it work. And the more you watch it, the more you just end up thinking this doesn't make any sense. And that's a problem. If you're going to do something which is magical and anarchic, it has to be both magical and anarchic. This might have worked as a short film. It really doesn't work as a feature, which is a shame because I do think the performances are good.